Hello, good people. How are you, my guys? How are you doing? It's another pleasure to welcome you to Rosalind's channel where we discuss everything spiritually, emotionally, everything, everything that attains life. We discuss it here. So, thank you guys for your support. I don't take it for granted. I'm very much humbled. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscription. Today, guys, I take you to part 2 of how I felt I was harassed. Yeah, I was humiliated according to me. The first part we reached whereby the principal came into the office, no, came into our dormitory, and the matron came earlier, and she told us that the principal is coming to talk to the girl, so we should prepare to dress up to be ready for the principal because he was a man. Fine. The principal came late. After 5 or 3 minutes, the principal came. Remember all this through, no one, people are just speculating what is happening. Maybe Farid is admitted or something. Maybe Okoko has broken the news to some students. But now the principal was coming to announce it officially. But me, I knew nothing. I knew nothing. Cool. The principal came. After one, two talking there, then he told me, like, I was the prefect's secretary. So after we had meetings twice a week on Wednesday and Fridays. So you have to write the minutes and take it to the principal's office. And when the last time we wrote minutes, I took it to him. So this time round, he came in the dormitory and he told me, after some few comments, he told me to go to his house because he used to live in the school compound. To go in his house, remember it's 10:30 almost, in his house to bring the files, the prefect's files. He sent me with the one lady, we were 3 ladies. He sent us out. Between the girls' dormitory and the other side, there is a gate and there is a watchman. And here you can't pass without a gate pass, a written and stamped document that shows that you have been given permission to cross to the other side. And I don't know how we just, when he told us to go, we didn't question and he didn't give us any note. I don't know what was happening. And so we were rushing to go bring that document, that file from his house. The wife was there. So he told me to go and tell the wife to give me the file. We didn't reason, or I didn't reason much. We just rushed out. Within two minutes or 3 minutes, I heard girls yelling. We heard them yelling, like shouting, like crying. Kumbe, the principal has broken the news of the demise of Mr. Faridi, Master Faridi. He was still young. So we didn't go. We came back. And by the time we were reaching at the door, we met with the principal and his team. That is principal, matron, and the boarding master. They have already delivered the message and they were going. So me coming inside, finding the girls crying, I'm trying to ask what is happening and no one is talking to me. Everyone is just crying. You know the mood. Everyone is just crying and the mood is just low. And me, I sat there and I was like, what is not happening? So another lady told me that Faridi, the principal said that Faridi was being taken to the hospital. Unfortunately, along the way, he passed on. Cool. No problem. He has passed on, okay. With the poor and naive me, okay, it hit me like, how? Like, he was my friend. But now he's no more. Okay, so nitafanya. Hakuna. The following day came. Now the following day I saw, yani the mood which was there in the school was like, okay, the people were mourning, but the way they were treating me, I felt like they were not treating me rightly, or they had a lot in their minds, but they didn't want to ask me. I think they assumed that between me and Faridi we had an item like love relationship, which was not there. It was like a speculation because we were close. So everyone I saw, like, I think according to them, they were feeling it. Walikuwa na hiyo huruma, but they didn't know how to handle me in that situation because we are still young, we are students. They didn't understand how to handle me. Maybe if they ask me or if we talk about it, I'll feel humiliated, or I'll feel they were pitying me in a way or something, I don't know. So here I also lost friends. Okay, I'm someone who never have those close friends, but friends of that moment, we can sit down and talk at that moment. Tukimalizana tunamalizania hapo. So this time round, hata nikifika kule wasichana wamekaa, they just disperse. When they were talking, they talk in low tone. When I'm approaching them, they just disperse. The same case applies to boys. So the only person who used to talk to me was this Okoko and Felix. Felix was in Form 3. And he never used to talk much with me also, because I think he didn't know also how to handle the situation or how to handle me. At the same time, maybe he was also grieving. With Okoko, I can understand that he was stressed. He was in that, I think, in denial. It was maybe his first time experiencing such a thing, and he was traumatized, and he didn't know how to explain to me what happened. The only thing he used to tell me was, nilibeba Faridi hivi kwa mkono kama mtoto mpaka akakufa. After that, he will just keep quiet, then he will go. So those are the only two friends I had with Doreen. The only two friends I had. Even me, I was shocked because how now? I mean, he was my deskmate. Now he's no more. How am I going to handle this? Cool. Everything happened, and the burial was arranged. And before the burial the body was flown to TZ, his parents came. And this is where I thought that Faridi knew what he was telling me when he was telling me that, Rosie, I'll take you to TZ, I'll take you to Tanzania to meet my family. So this is where I like questioned myself. Maybe he was young, but he knew what he was saying, because it looked like Faridi was someone who came from a well-off family, well-to-do kind of, though it didn't bother me much because there was nothing between us. So Faridi, his parents came after maybe 1 week, and they came in school. Me, I didn't know his parents came in school. But one afternoon, the principal called me in his office, and when I went, I found two men with a lady, I think his mom, with boarding master, and maybe one teacher, one female teacher. And me and Doreen now, we were called, and the principal asked me to greet them. Okay, no big deal. So after that, Mama Faridi said, oh, huyu ndio Lozi. Sasa tuenda naye TZ, akazike rafiki yake. Rafiki yake kampenda sana. Sasa tuenda naye TZ, akazike rafiki yake. And I was like, when you knew me? Hey, mi vitu zine zinanishangazanga. When did you know me? And I was like, me now crossing to TZ, going to bury Faridi, okay, he was my classmate. But I'm going to bury him like who? Faridi kaongea sana kuhusu Lozi. Sasa tumekuja hapa tukaone Lozi sisi wenyewe, tumchukue, tutamlipia nauli hadi TZ. Akazike rafiki yake. The family was ready to pay for my air ticket to Tanzania. And they told the principal, if anyone wants to go to bury Faridi, which they were very much okay with it, they said that person will pay for his or her own transport. But for me, the air ticket was already there. Something that shocked me. I thanked the principal. He immediately came into my rescue and he said, no, she can't go with you guys. Why? She's a student, remember? Here in school, her parents knows that she's here in school. So now leaving her to cross with you to the other side to bury someone the parents didn't know. In our culture, we don't do that. And even here in Kenya, we don't do that. If we, as a school, we could have been ready for the school to send representatives to Tanzania to bury their student or their colleague, it was okay. But now the school is not ready for that. In that case, Lozi she can't cross to the other side to bury Faridi. In our culture, we don't do that. Our principal was a man from Lakeside, Jaluo na mila nayo. Okay, we talked, and then they left. I think they arranged for their burial, whichever, and they took the body and they left. And that was how Faridi died. That was how Faridi died. Sorry, guys. So now ngoma ikaanza. After the burial, I think after the burial or after something. Hey, now I have no friends. Nikienda kuserve kwa dining hall, unaona watu wana disperse. Ushaona mama ako na mimba, ameingia kwa mat. Kila mtu anajaribu kumpatia seat. That was me. Kila mtu ananipatia space. Everyone is fighting to give me that space, at least nisava rakaraka niondoke. Ama nikienda kuserve chai, unaona watu wana disperse, wanakuachia space. And I was feeling very bad. Why are these people treating me like this? No one was talking to me in school. So sijui watu walikuwa nafikirianga niliua huyu mtoto ama ni nini, sijui. Ama yani they were treating me like mjane. Ushona mjane? Ni mjane na ujui utamhandle aje. I used to feel very bad. Because people didn't understand the relationship which was there between me and Faridi. Now, people, I think wakiniona ina trigger ama inaleta that memory of Faridi because we used to be close. Ilifika extent, now I couldn't go to serve. I was sinking, I think, into, not depression, me and depression, no. I think I was sinking into stress, deep stress and loneliness. Because now, niliacha kwenda katikati ya watu, niliacha ku-associate na watu. Kama ni games time, I'll be alone. Kama Okoko ama Felix hajakuja kunikalisha, I'll be just alone there, just seated alone. So ilifika extent, Okoko ndiye alikuwa anakuja ananisavia ama Felix wanakuja wananisavia wananiletea food, but mimi sitaenda kuserve haki. Sitaenda kuserve. So one day the principal called me and he asked me the relationship which was there between me and Faridi. Because ilifika extent, I was hallucinating. Naingia class, the first person nitaona ni Faridi. Na mimi venye siongeangi, yani nitashtuka because yeye ndio naona amefika, ako kwa class, mara sijui anaandika kwa blackboard na hizo ujinga zake zenye alikuanga nazo. Sometimes the principal ama a teacher is in class. But mi nitaona Faridi ndiye amekaa next to me the way he used to sit next to me. It was nightmare, it was kind of devilish or demonic kama ni nini. Yani mi usiku I couldn't sleep. The whole night Faridi would just tell me, Lozi nakupeleka TZ, Lozi nini nini. Those were the things ringing in my mind. And it reached a point I was depressed. Because here in school no one is talking to me. Anywhere I go, everyone is treating me like a plague. No one is talking to me. I'm just alone. No one understands me. And I think, no. I think my rights were violated. I wish they could have just given me time, or they could have just asked me what happened. I explained to them. There was a time prefects used to address the school in parade time. During parade or assembly, you would address the school. Maybe you say where you want to be corrected, or something that you want to be done, you just say it in parade. So I wished I could have expressed myself during that time, but ilifika extent I couldn't go to the prefects meeting. Hata ikifika hiyo time ya parade, sometimes I couldn't go to that parade. And I thank God my principal, maybe he understood me. Alikuwa strict, lakini hakuniuliza. Ni kama aliniachilia tu, huyo ninaongoa tena na yeye ajui kenye anafanya. So one day the principal called me and he asked me what is not happening, because I was even dropping in class. Literally, like, my performance were after that, tukielekea third term, tukielekea mwisho wa exam ya second term. Hata cards sijui, hata sikufanya hizo cards zingine. Nilifanya kidogo, zingine sikufanya. So he called me and he asked me what is not happening. And I explained to him the relationship which was there between me and Faridi. And the way I'm feeling, I'm being humiliated. And he didn't see a big deal. So he asked me, do you have any photo of Faridi? Because now the nightmares were just too much. Me anywhere nimekaa naona tu Faridi amekuja amekaa pamoja na mimi. Anywhere nikienda naona tu tuko na yeye. Yani usiku pia silali. Hizo mimi nilikuwa nasikia kama hapana. So this thing of isolation continued. It continued tukamaliza shule second term. Kurudi third term. Sasa unaona wasichana wakikaa mahali wanaongea, lakini ukifika hapo wananyamaza. Wanaongea lakini ukifika hapo, yani ni kama they have something to ask you but they don't know how to approach it. Mimi pia na ile ujinga yangu sijui kujiexpress. I felt very bad. So tukamaliza third term. Third term siku tulifunga shule, ndio nilienda mpaka Machakos kutafuta shule. Mimi mwenyewe nikaenda Machakos nikatafuta shule. Come from 3 first term, nilikuwa nimetransfer. Even my mom didn't know nimetransfer. I transferred to a school whereby tie na sweater ndio zilikuwa different. Skirt na top zilikuwa the same. Sasa nikikuja home, my previous uniform was brown sweater with the brown and striped white tie. But nikaenda shule, sweater ni blue, tie ni blue and white. So nikienda home navaa blue, navaa my former uniform, full former uniform. But nikiwa shule navaa hii sweater ingine. So my mom didn't understand. My mom came to realize later when I was in form 4, nilikuwa nimetransfer to girls school. I transferred to girls school, which she didn't want. She didn't want me to be in girls school. But now me going to boys school, okay, mixed school, okay, ilinisaidia. Now I could talk kidogo kidogo. I could socialize kidogo kidogo. I could... but the experience, especially that Faridi's death, the experience was just out of my control and I couldn't control it. Mi naye kulia inakuanga ngumu sana. hata mtu akikufa, sorry to say this, hata mtu akikufa, by the way, si rahisi mimi nilie, si rahisi, it will take me time. Hata Faridi mimi sikulia, but I think everything, nili keep too much for myself. I kept it mpaka nikaona sasa hii kitu ni kama inaninyonga ama ni nini, but I had no one to explain to what I was going through, because my mom also alikuwa very busy. Na sasa ni shule ulienda kusoma ama nikulia watu wamekufa. My mom ange-entertain such nonsense. Hapa kwa shule pia I'm feeling I'm being depressed, I'm being isolated, my rights are being violated because hakuna hata mtu anataka kuniona. Kila mtu anaona tu ni kama, I think walikuwa, unajua na ile ujinga wa utoto, watoto, so maybe they thought that mimi ndio niliua Faridi ama ni nini. Mimi sijui kenye walikuwa nafikiria because hawakuniambia. So me, according to me, nilikuwa naona ni kama wanafikiria mimi ndio niliua Faridi, so they don't want to associate with me. On the other hand, pia mimi nilikuwa nataka kujua what killed Faridi, because hata kama postmortem ilifanywa, but we were not, let me say because maybe the other people knew, I was not told what happened, because Faridi aligonjeka for a few days, maybe 2 days or 3 days, and maybe the school didn't take action haraka, maybe according now the way I think it, maybe the school didn't take quick action, maybe wampeleke hosi, maybe angesaidika, maybe, I don't know, but maybe angesaidika. I think walimweka hapo kwa dormitory ama kwa sick bay na hizo mapanadol za shule, wakaona sasa his health was deteriorating, ndio akapatia Okoko. And this is whereby sometimes I felt the school also didn't participate too much about it. It was kind of negligence, because Okoko was young, even though ni body, but he was young. Anapewa mtu mgonjwa ampeleke hosi. How now? Na nampeleka Machakos. Kutoka Masi mpaka Machakos ni mbali sana, ni too far, na huyu ni mtu mgonjwa. Wangempatia hata na one teacher ama patron waende na yeye, but sasa unaona wanaenda tu na Okoko peke yake. Ikafika extent sasa Faridi, according to Okoko, the last one day ilifika extent sasa aongei. Sasa venye walikuwa naenda Machakos Hospital, ikafika hapo along the way Faridi akakataa yeye apeleke Machakos Hospital, akaongelesha Okoko even though hakuwa naongea vile. Kaambia Okoko ampeleke kwa nkoli yake. So I think Okoko pia alifikiria wakishuka town Faridi atajua kwa nkoli yake. Sasa wakaendelesha safari, wakapita Machakos. Sasa wakuingia hosi, wakapita Machakos, kupita Machakos kidogo naye akapass, and the passengers wenye walikuwa kwa gari wakanotice huyu mtoto amekufa na ni all, two of them are students. Sasa ikakuwa ni police case. Hapo ndio kwa maana alipelekwa city mortuary, juu lazima sasa hiyo kitu ingekuwa police case. At the same time Okoko mwenyewe hata therapy hakupata ile, hakuna mtu alimpatia therapy. And I think if he's not a strong boy, maybe now he's a strong man, inaweza muaffect. That experience would have affected him, kwa sababu maybe he was not used to such kind of a thing. Na hapa ndio imekufikisha hapa, na kuna mtu amekuongelesha, kuna therapy, kuna nini. Yeah, sometimes me I felt like my rights were violated, maybe because I was still young, I was naive, I didn't ask questions. I was just there with my 1,002 questions with no answers. But when I transferred to the girls' school, or when I transferred from that environment, I found peace, na nikafanya my exams in a girls' school. without my mom's knowledge. But later she came to realize nilitransfer. The reason why nilitransfer, hata alikufa kama ajui. Alikufa kama ajui kama nilitransfer. But at the end of the day, I found peace. But sikuwahi ambia mtu. This is the first time I'm speaking about it. Sikuwahi ambia mtu. So with those few remarks, guys, until next time, please subscribe, share, like it. Comment down there where we need to polish. With those few remarks, see ya.